So hi, I'm Ruth Crea, and I would like to welcome everyone here to this great meeting that we're going to have. And we're going to have Deena Gray-Henry and Jerry White as our guest speakers. And I'm looking forward to hearing what they're going to share tonight. So I'd like to share a little bit about me. I joined this company in this amazing team last August. And I've had a lot of benefits from using these products. One of them is my skin. And the other day I was visiting with an old high school friend who I hadn't seen for many, many years. And she's like, "You're almost ageless," because I didn't have any wrinkles. And 6 months ago I really did have wrinkles. And so I'm really excited that my skin is getting healthier and I'm looking younger. And that was a really great compliment that my friend gave me. So now I will turn the meeting over to Rhoda Ingstad and hand it off.
Hi, I'm Rhoda, and today we're going to watch a video, and I'd like to take you to one of our favorite sites that tells us about Redox, and it's called realredoxresults.com. I'd like you to take note of that and maybe even write it down. When you get there, you're going to need a password, and it's Redox, R-E-D-O-X. And the first video tells us a little bit about an overview about Redox. And then if you notice over on the side, there are issues. And if you click on those, then it gives you testimonies about people that have had those issues and their testimonies. So now off to Gloria.
Hello, my name is Alan Noble and welcome to realredoxresults.com. On this website, you have access to lots of videos of real people sharing real results that they've experienced using ASEA's advanced redox signaling technology. You can simply browse through the videos or pick a particular subject that is important to you. However, if this is your first introduction to ASEA, then allow me to give you a brief overview so you can better understand why people are experiencing such amazing results. ASEA Redox represents a cutting-edge health and anti-aging technology, a new category in science that for 2 decades science had declared was impossible. A technology that many experts are calling the single greatest health science breakthrough of our lifetime. A great place to start is to get clear on what ASEA Redox is not. It is not a vitamin, a mineral, antioxidant, exotic juice, essential oil, or CBD oil. In fact, this technology goes beyond nutrition and ingredients, and yet can impact your health at a depth that no other supplement has ever come close to achieving. For many people, ASEA Redox is the missing link to better health and vitality. To grasp this breakthrough, you must understand that your body is the most complex communication network on Earth. Every second of every day, your cells pass tremendous amounts of important information throughout the body. Any breakdown in this communication, in this signaling, and you cannot achieve your full health potential. A simple example, your home goes on fire and you call the fire department. They have the fire truck, firefighters, fire hose, everything they need to put out the fire. However, if you don't have a good cell signal, they don't get the message and your home goes up in flames. Well, it's the same in your body. If your cells can't signal, then little else matters. ASEA Redox is the world's first redox signaling supplement that harnesses the power of the same redox signaling molecules that your body uses for this critical signaling process. This astonishing technology with 2 delivery systems, the ASEA Redox drink and the topical gel, Renew 28, has been validated by third-party independent science, and thanks to multiple patents, there is nothing else like it in the world. In a recent independent 8-week study with Torre Laboratories, a leading genetic research lab, it was found that drinking ASEA Redox could increase important gene signaling pathways by up to 31%, impacting 5 major areas of health: immune function, inflammatory response, cardiovascular and digestive health, as well as hormone balance. So at this point, let's take a listen to what health and medical professionals are saying about ASEA's redox signaling technology.
Inside every cell in your body, you're constantly producing negative and positive molecules called oxidants and reductants. And the contraction of that name is redox.
So with these molecules, we're amping up that communication. We're helping that cell signal.
Without these cell signaling molecules, we simply wouldn't do the gene replication that we need, the DNA sequencing that we need. These redox signaling molecules interact throughout the body with every cell that we know.
Every cell in our body needs these molecules for communication purposes. The more balanced they are, the more abundant they are, the healthier we are.
ASEA actually has the combination of the oxidants and the reductants that the body makes. So all we're doing with ASEA is enhancing what the body is already doing.
Having a product, a technology that's native to the body doesn't have to worry about detoxifying it because it knows exactly what to do with redox molecules. It's one of, if not the safest recommendation I ever make to a patient.
They found a way to stabilize them outside the body. And you can actually put them back into bodies that are deficient in those molecules. That's a game changer.
To have something that at its molecular level is native to the body is nothing short of a breakthrough.
This is something that's foundational for health, for every cell. It affects every cell in our body. And not just the cells, but the very DNA within those cells. You know, we talk about the discovery of DNA as being a huge breakthrough, the discovery of penicillin. Yes, these were absolutely huge discoveries, but now we have something that actually goes even deeper.
Redox signaling molecules are like the DNA whisperer. They signal cells to be healthy. And because of age, because of medications, because of toxicity in the environment, you lose your ability to make the redox signaling molecules. So having them with ASEA simply replenishes what your body is doing natively when you were young. You know, I've been in the business for 40 years, and this is the first time that I've ever heard about the redox signaling molecules, which to me is a breakthrough of the 21st century, akin to the electric light bulb in the 20th century and maybe even the discovery of penicillin. Because your body is a redox signaling program, and to be able to replenish it on a day-to-day basis, internally and externally, is not just a breakthrough, it's a game changer.
So as you can hear, ASEA Redox truly is being hailed as the most significant health science breakthrough of our lifetime. And it's not just health. Casual athletes all the way to Olympic athletes are experiencing improvements in endurance, strength and recovery, beating personal bests and breaking documented world records. In a recent university study, mice drinking ASEA for only 7 days ran 29% further to exhaustion due to significant metabolic shifts as their body started to burn more fat as fuel. And I'm sure you've heard it said that seeing is believing. Well, this same technology, when applied to the skin, results in a healthy, clear complexion, tighter, younger looking skin, while dramatically reducing wrinkles, stretch marks, cellulite, and many other signs of aging, all while using the body's natural renewal processes. I want to thank you for taking some time and watching this brief overview. I would now encourage you to explore some of the other videos featuring people that I've had the pleasure of interviewing over the last year or so. Real people sharing real redox results. This is Alan Noble thanking you for your time today, and bye for now.
Marian, you're muted.
Thank you. I'm Marian Palmer, and I'm just thankful for this website because it gives us such a clear idea of what we have our hands on, what miracles that we can have. I love ASEA because of the community, because, well, I'm pretty happy right now because I like to get on the scale every day. I see that dial going down a little bit because of some of the energy products and things that we have. But one of the things that's very best about ASEA is the wonderful people that I meet, people on this call tonight. And Deena and I have been friends for a long time. We wouldn't have met each other if it hadn't been for network marketing. And she is such a special, wonderful friend. She is a healer and works helping people in many ways that way. She loves ASEA. She's had lots of experience with ASEA. So Deena, I'm going to turn it over to you and tell us your story.
So I've tried, my whole life, my dad was a doctor. I was kind of like his little MA. He died in 1970 and I was 16 years old. I always thought I'd be a doctor, but after he passed away, I had a kind of different, huge change in our life, and that didn't happen, but that didn't stop me from always looking for the best that I could find for myself and my friends and my family. And so I'm really grateful for ASEA. I have some kind of fun stories about ASEA, and it's cute. I was looking at the picture that I sent you guys, and since we've had COVID, I wasn't consistently taking ASEA. And when I look at my face in those pictures, everyone has always thought I'm much younger than I am. And I was looking at just kind of the wrinkles and my eyelids drooping. And I thought, wow, that is a huge difference since I haven't been. I take ASEA every morning, always. I'm faithful with that. But as far as the renew and my skincare, I haven't been as diligent with that since COVID. So those pictures were kind of okay, I really need to start concentrating on my skin because I can tell a difference. You look in the mirror and you don't see it as much, but when you see it in a picture, it was pretty dramatic. So one of my first stories with ASEA is how long have we been doing this, Marian? I can't even remember. Like
about 9 years.
Yeah, I was going to say pretty close to 10 years. And I was having something happen with my eyes, and I had to wear glasses as contacts as a child, 13. And then suddenly my eyes cleared and they were 20/20. And so I didn't have to deal with any kind of corrective lenses or anything so what was I in my 20s? And then about 9 years ago, I noticed that my eyes were having a problem. If I would look at someone and the sun was behind them, I couldn't see them. It was weird. And we have a really dear friend who's an ophthalmologist in Seattle, Washington, and I just trust him. So I flew to Seattle and I said, John, something's going on with my eyes. And he did the eye test, and there's this little red dot that you look in a bright light, and I did not see the red dot. And at that point, I didn't even realize that I didn't see the red dot. And John said to me, he goes, you know what, you're getting cataracts. In fact, you have cataracts. And I would say we probably don't have to operate this year, but we will definitely need to look at cataract surgery next year. And I said, you're kidding. Okay. And I had just found ASEA. And so I took ASEA, religiously. I love ASEA. The taste for me in the beginning was very much like chlorine. And it was hard. I learned if I'd swish, it was much better. But so I would take it. I was taking 6 ounces a day, every day. And amazingly, at the next year, I didn't go back to John. I went to my regular ophthalmologist because my eyes were fine. I could look into a bright light. I could sit with someone facing me facing the light and them not, and I could see their face. And so I was kind of anxious to hear what Dr. Richens, my doctor here, said. And I said, so do you see any cataracts? And she goes, no, I don't. There's nothing. There's no cataracts at all. And I told her about ASEA, and she was very intrigued. And I wish I had a great story about it, but she did check it out and hasn't, that was 9 years ago. But she's shocked that now I'm 68. And she's shocked that my eyes are just as good as they were basically the first time that she saw me. She's been very surprised. Another issue was energy. I was having some, especially the last few years with COVID, I tested negative every single time. I actually went to the emergency room less than a year ago, and the doctor said, "Oh, you have COVID. We're just going to test, we have to do it." And nothing. It didn't test flu. It didn't test COVID, didn't test anything. And that was the third time that I just was coughing and not feeling well and had a fever and just all these symptoms. And he said, "Well, you don't have COVID. I don't know what to do." And so I just kept taking ASEA, and it's been probably 6 months since that last time, the third time where I finally went to the ER. And I'm feeling great again. I have my energy back. I'm getting a lot done, and I truly love ASEA. So had animals that have been on ASEA, have multiple friends that have been on ASEA, and we love it. So that's my story.
Okay, thank you. I just want to make a disclaimer that our bodies are the ones that make the healing happen.
That's true.
And ASEA just helps the cells to communicate, and we do have wonderful miracles because of that, but we don't say that ASEA is a cure for anything.
That is true. I apologize. Yes.
Well, we just get so excited because amazing things do happen. Does anyone have any questions for Deena?
I wanted to ask Deena, did you do a different application for your eyes, or did you just drink it?
I actually have an ASEA spray bottle, and I'd like Jerry to kind of maybe chime in on this. I'd heard that the ASEA spray bottles are kind of different than other spray bottles, but I spray my eyes and my face at least twice a day, just kind of make sure that I can't do drops. I have friends. In fact, a friend of mine has a, I don't know what it's called, but I don't know how to describe it, but a thing where her eyes are super dry. The doctors have given her different drops and different things to use. And she actually has ASEA from a while ago. And I said to her, "Do you spray ASEA in your eyes?" And she said no. And she has not had issues since she's been literally spraying us. Well, she drops. That's why part of why she came up is she actually drops ASEA in her eyes. And that was pretty much, I took it, but I also spray it in my eyes every morning, and try to do it every night.
And of course, ASEA makes you terminally happy, because that's what I see of you every time I see you.
That is true, Jerry. It does make me terminally happy.
So Deena, what was your time frame that you noticed that your eyes had changed when the doctor had mentioned cataracts?
It was within a few months, because I had just been introduced to ASEA before that. So it was kind of interesting, and I didn't know what it was going to do. I just had people that I trusted telling me what results they'd had, and I've been really healthy pretty much my whole life. And so I just thought, well, I'm just going to do it, and it's a great preventative, help me feel better. And I definitely noticed when I saw John, I wish I'd written down the timelines, but I had not been using ASEA for long. And so when I saw John, I could tell a difference within just a couple months, like dramatic. I still had a little bit of hard time with the light when somebody sat and a light was behind them. I couldn't see all of their features, but it was gradual enough that when I could really sit and see people's features, I didn't even notice, if that makes sense at first. And then when Dr. Richens had tested me and I'm like, are you sure there's no cataract? You don't see anything? And I knew it was good news when I could see the red light in that bright light. I knew something had really shifted at that point for me.
Well, I think you're an excellent example of what we often have to, we have another disclaimer that we usually wait till this point in the presentation, but it only works on the most intelligent people. Is that right?
So you've had some surgeries and things. Has it helped you in recovering with any of those?
Scarring, my neck, I had neck fusion surgery, and I sprayed ASEA, and it was before, if I remember right, it was before we had the gel. So I was just spraying ASEA, and the way that the doctor did the incision, he did it across. He wanted to put it in a wrinkle. So I just have to tell you kind of a fun story with ASEA. Is they were looking at me before the surgery, and he said, we like to do the incision in a wrinkle, but we can't find a wrinkle on your neck. And so he goes, well, there's kind of something there, so we'll do it there. And unfortunately, after the surgery, I stretched, and it literally didn't bleed or anything, but it actually made a much bigger scar, and you can hardly see anything now. So and then of course with the Renew 28, I don't know if all the women out there, my mother taught me that you treat your neck as much as your face, because our necks show our age, and arms and hands, but specifically our necks. So whenever I'm doing my morning routine, from about here up, everything is treated like my face. And so that goes with the Renew 20. I use the Advanced, and I also use the Renew 28. So that's, like I said, I'm not a good example now because I've been not using it like I usually do. We should have this in a year, and I'll be different then. We'll see how it goes.
You look beautiful. Is there anyone else that wants to add or ask any questions?
I just want to acknowledge that we look forward to having you back within the year.
Oh, well, thank you. Now I've got a challenge. I really have to get going.
There you go. Thank you for coming, Deena.
Yeah, you're welcome. So, and I feel bad. I was up at 4 this morning and I haven't stopped since. And my husband just came in and said, do I get any time with you? And I really want to stay, but I do have to say that he literally has not had any. In fact, when Marian texted me, I went, oh no, I'm supposed to be on a call. And he's like, what? You just got home. So I will join. And if you don't mind, I'd love to join you guys another time. That would be great.
Absolutely. Enjoy your evening with your husband.
Thank you. Well, I think we're going to go to bed, actually. Thank you so much. Okay, guys, take care.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
And now I'll hand off to Darlene.
Okay, well, thank you, Gloria. Yeah, I'm Darling Dozier, and I've been with ASEA since January. Gloria got me on her team, and it is the absolute best. Have nothing but praise for what ASEA does for our lives. But the next person I'm going to introduce to you, he is a wealth of information. It's Jerry White, and he has an extensive clinical background as a physical therapist, as well as a background in research. He founded Gait Orthopedic and Neurological Lab at Shriners Hospital, and was an adjunct professor of biomechanics and physiology at Eastern Washington University Physical Therapy School. Jerry's personal vision and passion make his partnership with ASEA powerful. Jerry serves on the ASEA Medical Board. Please welcome Jerry White.
Wow, what an amazing group. You're getting so well oiled. It's a delight, and look forward when people come to this call, they see potential for themselves to be included, to make a difference. And so let's zoom back for a second and take a look at this technology and how it's all put together. The idea really is that we have something that really is about communication. It allows the cells in the body to communicate like they did when you were younger. And it's absolutely unparalleled, the number of different things that we can imagine that the body can do to fix itself if it got the right information. Well, now we have a conundrum. We have the ability to give it to people in very simple ways, and each one of you has the ability to use it. I want you to just put on your thinking cap. Maybe if you have to close your eyes and imagine taking the top up of a cap and pouring into a small cup and drinking it, doing a few of those and swallowing. Wow. That's high level stuff. But what, as a physical therapist, one of the things that was most frustrating to me was that the person who comes to physical therapy, most people don't, the first time they hear this are kind of amazed, but the average number or percent of people who actually do what they're told to do and they go home is only 3%. So what I was hoping for was something that people would do and could do. This was remarkable. And then to hear some of the things that you hear on this call, I guess this Zoom, and to look at the stuff that Rhoda was alluding to at the beginning, to have stories of people who actually use it, you're going to be in a position there, you're going to want to make a few decisions. And one of the first decisions is, let's make a difference for you. Get you back out on the track. Get you to a position where you are fully functional. Not only fully functional, but shall we say exceptional. And then when you get to be exceptional, you can step into what is really best for all of us, and that is to be a difference maker, to gather together with other people and to start to do several things. Our vision is that people have gotten lonely and separated and been missing making a difference together. And this team has done that in spades. So we would invite you to be a part of this group of people telling stories about your real life experiences and bringing other people to finally be included. Just remember that the rest of the world is standing behind that painted line in grade school, waiting to be chosen to be on the relay. It's your job to just ask, so they can be thrilled to be a part of what we do. And for many of you, you come through a number of different doors. The first one might be somebody has to fix their stuff. You know, their body's not working the way it used to or want to, or ultimately memory and energy and illness, and the body's just not doing it. But you go, wait a second, for years and years and years, it worked really well. Dang it. Is there a way we can remember to do that? So we would recommend that you get some. Just get the technology. Start with the Renew, or start with the Renew being, there are two forms of how we deliver this. First one is the liquid. It's called Redox signaling supplement. And the second of the same technology. This is the stuff that sets your antenna and gets all the cells talking internally back to themselves like it used to. The other is called Renew 28, and it's a fascinating gel material that you put on topically. So we're going to add to the graduate level of this course. We'll say, can you go shake up the tube, separate sometime, and you pop it like that, and then you squeeze a little bit in your hand, go, and then you rub your hands together, and then you apply it somewhere on your body. So if you could do those two things, you can participate. I don't have to do 100 crunches. I'm not going to make you do laps. I'm not going to make you do this nasty stretching and tear your Achilles. All you have to do is to get in the habit of doing something good for yourself. Then we found out, once this stuff started to really make a difference, was that your cells are going to be going, hey, this is amazing. We're messed up more than I ever thought. Or we got to do some remodeling around here, or we got to change this cell. And it's going to start looking around for specific nutrient pieces. So we said, well, we don't want people running around trying to buy every nutrient in the world to try to match what they don't have and getting soil samples just to figure out what's growing in their garden. So we have a series called ASEA, which supplies you with what your cells will be looking for as they go about rebuilding themselves. Look into that. This for those of you who take supplements of all kinds, we tried to make it so it would work, synergistically work together. Then there's a third aspect to this, and we take that skincare, and you can tell that people who have been speaking today, people like Ruth and Deena, that they look different. Why do you look different? Because you're starting to look more like you did when you were really cute. So well, there's no, I mean, like, gosh, let's go back there, right? So then we said, can we augment that? So we sent our scientists out, and they began to start saying, well, this communication thing is radically different. Is there a way that natural ingredients can work much better in the presence of this new communication? So we came up with this really fascinating 4-step skincare system that's changing the world. So take a look at that. Finally, there's this really amazing new offshoot of this technology that says, and I heard it put very well by a nutritionist saying, I've dealt with nutrition and making prescriptions for people in nutrition and developing things for their lives. And she said, a lot of those people just didn't seem to take. They just didn't seem to get the responses that other people did. And she said, once I started giving them the communication tool, the redox signaling, all of a sudden, the nutrition knew where to go and what to do. It was really interesting. And so she said, it redirected everything she ever knew about nutrition. And so some of the things that we've now searched the world for that had a certain effect before redox now have a much bigger and more coordinated effect after redox. So we put together 3 separate little things that you can add to water and shake it up. And they hit those daily things that we lack. So one of those is memory. Well, so mind and how your mind focuses. And I want to hearken us back to a very important sort of a animated movie that set it kind of described what some of us are like. I want you to think about this. Did you all see this movie where there's something very seriously going on and this dog goes, squirrel? And so if you're like that, if you're like me, where it's you start on one project and then you go to another room and then, oh, wait, like I got to start on it. You come back and you're on another project, you get yourself all scattered. What if we could just provide something that would really bring in that focus? Oh, the human potential of focus. So then we also have another one that's called Redox Mind, and then there's another one called Redox Mood. And I guarantee you, if you really want to get the thrill of a lifetime about what the mood can do to change anxiety, tough situations, overwhelm, talk to Ruth. Ruth is my current favorite person to send people to for that. It just is absolutely amazing in all these walks of life. And if you're like most of us, if you don't do this a lot during the day, you start hearing a bunch of people griping and complaining and calling the other people funny looking. You know, I don't want to do that anymore. I want to look forward to something. And the last one is energy. Really something that you got to have. Your get up and go. And it's been alluded to a few times. So if we could take these 3 little additions and use them when you need them, the weird thing is they're additive. The more you take them, the more your system remembers what to do. So that's a whole stable full of different types of technologies for you to become somebody who is ready, willing, and able. You got the energy, you got the vision, you got the group, you got everything in place. So now it's time to turn. And when you're given a gift like this, it's time to turn and give the gift back. And at that point, you begin to start to find out what life is really about. because you get to share with other people in making a difference. So we want to leave the light on for you to join and be a part of this amazing group as it grows. And I'm going to throw it back to, I think it's Doug, who's going to finish this out.
Yes, thank you so much, Jerry. And thank you, Deena, for sharing your story. Just want to wrap it up this evening. Covered a lot of material, but I'd like to remind you to go to the Real Redox Results and look at those videos, find something of interest to you, click on it. There's a number of testimonials that are in there, so look at them. But don't get caught up in all the information. I need more information. I need more information. The real information is the best teacher is experience, is it not? So get the information that you seek and then get the experience that you need. Buy a case, do your own case study, commit to 90 days to yourself. You're worth it. And see, you too don't experience just what you hear in the testimonials. You know, Leo Bastaglia said, the change is the end result of all true learning. So you can pack all the information you need, but if you don't apply it, if there isn't change, then all the education in the world does you little good. So I really strongly encourage you and challenge you to look at the videos and then experience it. And I would also encourage you to tune in tomorrow to Gloria's Zoom meeting. The ideas on the screen, where we're going to have some great speakers, Robert and Linda Archer. Now, Linda is an experienced LVN, and Robert is an extensive experience in auto mechanics, had his own store, covered many stores. And then they went on, retired, and they went on this ASEA journey last October of 2020. And to hear their story, you're in for a real treat. So I would strongly encourage you to, if you can, zoom in tomorrow with us at 3:30 Pacific time, 5:30 Central, and the meeting ID. So does anyone have any questions for Jerry before we close?
Well, I might just add this. When you go to that Real Redox Results, don't forget, there's a password. It's Redox, R-E-D-O-X, lowercase. And then I know you're going to be affected, just infected. It's like coronavirus. You're not going to get away from it. It's going to get you. And we would love to have you. So join in and get with the person who brought you. Thanks. It's been a great evening.
Thanks, Jerry.
Thanks, Jerry.
Very much.
Thanks, Marian. Gloria.
Bye.
Thank you.